Jeremy Clarkson branded egotist and massive show-flying former Top Gear host. Yeah, but you got to think about the environment. Think about Jeremy Clarkson's generational type of situation. I mean, this guy was a pivotal point of Top Gear. Top Gear was never the same without Jeremy Clarkson. Who was the other fella? Was it James Holland? And the other guy who ended up in a car crash. I can't remember the fella. Yeah, without the three amigos, Jeremy Clarkson. What's the other fella? What was he called? I can't remember the guy. Anyway, the three amigos. Without them, Top Gear was never the same. And Jeremy Clarkson was the founding father of the Top Gear situation. Without Jeremy Clarkson, I went to shit Top Gear. He was a pivotal point. It's why people watched. His knowledge, his personality, looking spinning around the track, that situation. So in that environment, things will go to be goes your head a little bit. The money, the power, that situation is a bit because of that. It affects your character, it affects your personality, your deep-rooted character also as well. It's not that in the environment turns him into a bit of a opinion of that type of character. That's who he is. It's how the life he was born into, the time was born into, the genetics, the surrounding elements of his personality. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think you whack some producers or someone got into a bit of a tit and a tattle. But he took it very seriously because for the first time he was given a warning or something very serious happened. There was a massive situation. Can't go around punching producers or whatever it was. Went to the top of the BBC of this one, of course it was. I'm not too sure if you paid the producer. I don't know if there was a private phone call behind closed doors. Oh, Jeremy, I'm going to have to do something about this. What do you mean? Well, it's bad for business. We can't be allowed to see to condone this. So we'll throw you to the wolves for a little while. We'll tell the producer this will not be condoned and we'll give him a couple of quid in his bank account. You understand? And Jerry's like, yeah, I'm like a nice few week off holidays to put him go on my farm and get me fucking steaks, like fucking bacon, fucking steak pies with my future pub, £24 of steak pie. To wait back, Mr. Clarkson. You understand the top brass of the BBC, Jeremy Clarkson, aligned with that hierarchy. Do you think they're going to bow down to some little guy? But I don't know. The guy was a producer. I don't know if he was friends with the fucking BBC executive. I don't know if he was friends with the BBC bosses, for all I know. He might have been in the know more than fucking Jeremy Clarkson was. Be careful who you talk to, how you treat, you understand? You don't have some type of coup in the BBC. Jeremy Clarkson march you around telling people this and telling people that. The makeup ladies, like, do this, sort this out. Get me a cup of coffee boy. Coffee boy. You don't know if there's a police some kind of coup at the BBC. I mean, the mighty have fallen. Even a person like Jeremy Clarkson, the height of the power and success. Even people like him will face the comeuppance. You understand? Of course you understand. Anyone who works for the BBC and wants to talk about the blog, you understand. But in all honesty, I don't know enough about the producer who smacked in the head. I don't know enough about BBC or Jeremy Clarkson. There's more to the story, obviously, so it's more of assumption. That's right. I'm going to look into it. Let's watch the video. I got the potters at thinking though. And I find out the producer is the head of some criminal fraternity, criminal fucking cartel. Let's watch Jeremy Clarkson controversy. Controversy. There we go. Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson. There we go. Let's just kick it up here. James Mayer, that's the fella, not James Holland. Jesus Christ. Clarkson fired by BBC. So this is all.
Controversial Top Gear presenter Jeremy Clarkson has been dropped from the BBC. What we know is that the producer, Oshin Tiemann, was indeed attacked by Jeremy Clarkson. And he was also subjected to sustained verbal abuse, using words that no one should have to endure. It follows what the broadcaster referred to as a fracas between Clarkson and a producer. Apparently, no hot food was laid on for the presenter after a day's filming in North Yorkshire. Physical violence accompanied by prolonged verbal abuse has crossed the line.
Of course it is, Tony.
And that's why, with regret, I decided this morning...
You've got to send a message to the broader perspective of the BBC, fucking BBC gang. We can't condone it on how powerful you are. Wink, wink to Jeremy Clarkson.
That we will not be renewing Jeremy's contract. Clarkson has been in trouble before for behaviour and remarks deemed offensive and provocative, and by his own admission, he was given a so-called final warning from the BBC last year. It followed a racism row in which he was allegedly caught on camera using the N-word while reciting the nursery rhyme Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, something Clarkson responded to in a video post in May last year.
If you listen very carefully with the sound turned right up, it did appear that I'd actually used the word I was trying to obscure. I was mortified by this, horrified. It is a word I loathe, and I did everything in my power to make sure that that version did not appear in the programme that was transmitted.
In July, Top Gear was ruled to have breached broadcasting rules when Clarkson used the word slope when allegedly describing an Asian man.
There's a slope on it.
The programme apologised.
You're right, it's definitely higher on that side.
In October 2010, Ofcom criticised the presenter after he described the front end of a Ferrari F430 as looking like a, quote, simpleton, and that it should have been called the, quote, 430 Special Needs. Once again, the BBC had to apologise.
It's time
Top Gear brings in 350 million viewers a week in 170 different countries.
That's right.
It's one of the BBC's biggest brands.
Yes, but it's not about the money for the situation. Jeremy Clarkson is of a certain generation. Now, unfortunately, the evolution of television and political correctnesses, these words have to be apologised for. But behind the scenes, the guys are of a certain language. Do you understand how things are presented and the things you've got to apologise for? Look at Prince Philip. Jesus Christ, he offended everyone, didn't he? The Chinese, that type of stuff. I think it was something, he went on some young old duty and something said about some Chinese worker. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a certain generation, a certain dialogue, there's a certain language, but evolution of television, if he says something, oh shit, complaint's going to get put in, then you've got to make an apology. He's who he is.
And is a major earner for the broadcaster, a fact that former Top Gear presenter Chris Goffey says is down to Clarkson.
He was always controversial, he was always outspoken.
That's right.
And that's the appeal. That's
That's
why
right,
he's
of course
made
it is, of course it
Top
is.
Gear into a best-selling international
Of course, that's right,
entertainment
yes, yes.
programme.
Whether Clarkson's co-presenters James May and Richard Hammond will
Hammond.
remain with Top Gear
That's
has
right.
yet to be confirmed, but all three had their contracts up for renewal this year.
Yes, I don't need to expand on that, do you people? Obviously not. Jeremy Clarkson situation without it's all got to shit Top Gear. It was that's how Richard Hammond. It just you understand what I'm saying, people. A person of a certain generation, that type of stuff. You understand?